suck it up. You're going to have to niche down, right? We know that nobody likes niching down. Everybody is nervous about niching down. We worry about, well, what if I say that I'm working with only move up sellers, and then somebody that wants to buy a first time is a first time home buyer, they're not going to want to work with me. Jamie, what do we say to that?
This is the thing. We talk about this a lot in coaching. You've got to niche down, because when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. And I think that's what you wanted me to say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. When you're trying to talk to 5 different seller types, when you're trying to talk to people that are buying for, or that are selling their investment properties and also selling their first homes at the same time, it doesn't compute. And the tactics that we're going to teach you in this call, they go deep, right? It's a multi-step process. This isn't something where you're going to send out like one text message and all of a sudden you're going to have this windfall of listings, right? This is a lot of work, but the problem is you can't go deep enough with multiple segments. Does that make sense? Now, that doesn't mean you can't pick a segment right now and then change it 3 months down the road. You think, okay, I'm going to really go after, people that are downsizing, right? That might be the thing that you pull out of this call, is people that are downsizing. And then 2 months from now, you're like, actually, I hate people that are downsizing and I don't want to work with them anymore. You can change it. It's totally fine. Okay. You're not married to it. You're not stuck to it forever. But for today's purposes, as we're going through these ideas, we want you to pick one that you're going to implement. And our expectation of all of you gals on this call is that you make a move to implement this today. The first move is going to happen today. We learned on our Monday motivation call today with Stacy about how important speed to implementation is, right? And that's no different with all of this. So you're going to suck it up to niche down. Can I get some hands waving if you guys are willing to just stick with us on this one thing, this one time? Okay, because this stuff works.
It does work. I think that's the biggest thing. We hear that it doesn't, and we know that it does because we do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we've done a few calls recently, and this has been kind of a continuing trend, right? Who is motivated to sell right now? A year ago, all of your clients were being told by everybody in their life that it's a great time to buy and sell real estate, right? I always joke, I'm like, even the dad that's like looking underneath the refrigerator at the inspection said it's a great time to buy and sell, right? It's not like that anymore. You've got everybody actually saying the exact opposite right now. You've got high interest rates, right? You've got low inventory, which is causing higher buyer competition. How many of you guys are starting to see multiple offers in your market again? I know we're definitely seeing it here. It's going to get worse, ladies. It's going to get worse. So we have to be able to start creating our own listing inventory. So who's motivated to sell? Lauren, you want to take this one?
Yep, I do. So like we just said, it's not those people that can just move for fun, right? So these people actually have to buy and sell real estate. People that are relocating for a job, or maybe they're relocating to be closer to like a family member that might need medical help, right? Anybody that needs to relocate, expanding families, people, and that can be either way, right? People that are having kids, their families are growing, are also empty nesters, right? Or maybe people that have kids that are graduating in this season, their family size is moving up and down. Job loss, underemployment. Maybe they need to figure out, okay, I can't afford this house anymore, but I still have equity, right? Because we've come out of this decent market where we've built some equity, but they need to sell so they don't put themselves in a bad position. Downsizing, right? Touched on that a minute ago. Investor clients, investors, you guys, a lot of investors pay cash, so they could care less about the interest rate. Aging and elderly, military, they don't have an option, right? When they're told to go somewhere, they have to figure it out. They have to move. And a lot of them have families. So new school zoning. I know that can be huge, right? These school systems in Charlotte, man, they just keep growing and growing and growing, and they're drawing new lines. And a lot of times that makes a difference on where people want to live. First time home buyers, right? They need to figure out how to actually afford a place to live, right? I mean, even rent in some of these places is crazy. If we can help these people, if we can come from value and show them how homeownership is possible, those people are bread and butter, right? Because now they're going to transact with you 2, 3, 4 times over the next 20 years, right? Yeah. So don't overlook those. They are difficult right now in this market, but that's okay.
You know, one thing I didn't think of when I was doing this slide is what about families that are starting to live in a multi-generational type of setting, right? Because affordability has gotten so out of control that now you've got, you know, the parents that are now starting to live with the kids, right? Because they can't all afford it. I know that's been a huge part of my business over the last few months, especially with people that are like, look, we're selling these 2 houses and we're going to buy this one house instead that has a mother-in-law suite or a finished basement or something along those lines. So these are some people. Is this an all extensive list? Absolutely not. There's tons and tons of different types of seller segments that are motivated to sell right now. You just have to start to think about it. Like I always think like word cloud, right? Just write down all of the different types of people that have to move in this scenario, and then pick somebody that you're like, you know what? I feel like I have commonality with this group, or I feel like this is a group that I feel really passionate about, right? Like I might not have anything in common with people that are 85 years old that are looking to downsize, but I do feel passionate about that, right? Like I want to help protect our aging community. I want to make sure they're not being taken advantage of. I want to make sure that they, you know, I can help hold their hand through this scenario. So try to find something that you're going to have commonality or passion behind. And so we're gonna dive deep into a few different ideas for you, but this is just one thing to kind of get your wheels spinning inside of your mind is, okay, who is motivated to sell right now? You're not looking for people that want to sell right now. You're looking for people that have to sell right now.